Hi, I'm Heather from carseatsite.com and carseatblog.com. I'm going to show you how to adjust your harness height as your child grows. Be sure to read your instruction manual. It has all the information in it on how to accomplish this. If you can't find your manual, check out on your manufacturer's website, as they're going to have the manual there as well. Most harnesses must be at or below the shoulders when rear facing. Double check your manual. Your manufacturer may specify something slightly different, so that's why this is so important. This Graco has to be manually adjusted each time the child grows. It's no big deal. Your child's not going to always grow in the torso, they're going to grow in the legs, so you're not going to be adjusting this all the time. This seat has two loops on the ends of its harness. One is to make the harness shorter for smaller babies, right here, and one is to lengthen the harness for larger babies. There are rules as to when to use which end, so check your manual or labels on the sides of the seat. There's a label right here on this particular car seat. Let's take a look at how to change this harness height. Start by taking a picture of the back of your seat. I would start down here and go all the way to the top where the harnesses are. That way, if you make a mistake, you can always come back and take a look at your picture. Sometimes you accidentally take both of the harness ends off of the splitter plate, and that can be a problem. This metal piece is called the splitter plate. So let's get started with this. First, you'll notice that this is kind of tight down here and we don't have a lot of space to work with. So I'm going to turn the seat over and loosen the harness. We loosen the harness by pressing on the harness adjuster button underneath the cover and pulling the harness loose. On the underside of the seat, what this does is this gives us a lot of slack to work with, and it just makes it easier to adjust the harness. So now we work with this splitter plate. To remove the end of the harness, what I like to do is I like to take my fingers and open up this loop with my fingers, and then the harness just slides off like that. So again, I just open up that loop with my fingers and the harness usually just slides off. So for here, what we're going to do is we're going to move the harness from the bottom slot to the second slot. So I'm going to pull the harness from the front, and I'm going to put it into the second slot. But you'll notice that there's something here in the slots, and what it is it's the attachment for the headpiece. So what I want to do is I want to take this insert out and remove it and get it out of the way. And I'm going to take my harness, make sure that it's nice and flat. We don't want any twists in the harness at all. We don't want a ropey harness. A flat harness distributes crash energy much better than a twisted harness. And I want to move this harness up from the bottom slots to the second slots. So I find the slots in the cover and also in the plastic shell, and I push it through. And I just pull it from behind like that, and grab that splitter plate, and I want to stick it back on the splitter plate exactly as it is on the other side. And again, I'm just using my finger to open up that loop there in the harness. Now notice that when I put it back on, it doesn't look the same as the other side. So that's why, again, those pictures can help if you take a picture, and also leaving on one side of the harness as a before, so you have a before and an after, and you notice that the after is incorrect. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the after looks like the before, like that. I also want to make sure that this is over this hook completely. If it's not completely over the hook, it can come off during everyday use or during a crash, and we don't want that to happen. So both ends of the harness must be over that hook. And so I'm just going to repeat for the other side to move it up. So loosen the loop, pull it off, pull it from the front, move it to the second slots, and then attach it to the splitter plate. Now, which loops do I use? How do I know which ones to use? Well, your instruction manual will tell you, as well as any labels on the seat. Okay, so I'm over my hooks here. And for this particular seat, the bottom two slots, slots 1 and 2, are supposed to use this shorter harness loop, this smaller harness loop. It says so on the label. It also says in the instruction manual. And slots 3 and 4 use the longer loop because slots 3 and 4 are going to be for larger children. So you want the longer harness. So that's what the instruction manual says, and that's what I'm going to follow. So I also want to make sure that on the back there are no twists or turns anywhere in the harness system, including the harness adjuster strap right here. And then from the front, double check that everything looks good. And then I'm going to give it a pull, make sure it's pulling nice and smoothly, as well as loosen it. Make sure it's loosening smoothly as well. While you're here, changing the harness height, double check any weight limits that there may be on any inserts that you still have in the seat. This particular insert has a weight limit of 12 pounds. Other inserts may have a weight limit of 11 pounds or of 8 pounds. You never know. Just double check that instruction manual or any labels on the inserts themselves. So that is how you change the harness height. You can move them up and you can move them back down as needed as your child grows. Remember to use the harness slot that's closest to your child's shoulders at or below for rear facing, again, based on your manufacturer's recommendations. So check out that manual and those labels on the side of the seat. Thank you for watching. Wait for more videos. I've got them coming. See you soon.